What's up, guys? Welcome back from MLG Studios in New York City. You're watching Top 10 Countdown of the best games in MLG history involving European players. And these next four I am super excited for. Names that you know and you heard of, but maybe not around as much anymore. That's the theme of these final four. Only I know what they are, but I'm feeling good spoiling it a little bit or teasing it a bit. This next one is going to be from MLG Anaheim 2011, and a lot of you guys are going to remember this one as well. As soon as we get into it and as the game goes along, some of you are going to be like, oh yeah, it's Jinro versus Choya. Tal'Darim Altar. Let's get into it.
2011, it's going to start on Tal'Darim Altar.
Yeah,
let's
Pump 2.
clap, Marcus.
Yeah.
Video games. In the top left, we see the man who is known for singing during his matches in the GSL. It is FXO Choya. And down in bottom left town, one of the biggest fan favorites out there, the man from Sweden, it is Liquid Jinro. And I'm gonna put myself on busy. Put myself on busy. Well, this is great. We're at least getting some nutrition facts here at the start of the game, Marcus. It's important to note
that's always good.
I always struggle with eating unhealthily in the middle of a cast, so
Yeah.
it's good to at least have some direction going into the second match.
Yep, remember to stretch.
Yeah.
Get up, you stretch everyone, take a break.
Do some jumping jacks, sit on one of those
Something like
balance
that.
balls, because the core is so important for bellowing things really, really loudly.
You know, Sean, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that both of these players have an enormous amount of GSL experience. We saw Jinro make it to the top four 2 seasons in a row. We saw Jinro, of course, win an MLG as well. And Choya is one of these players that, you know, from FOU, I think really helping make that FOU name and now starting to build the FXO name. But Choya, admittedly, was one of those players that I always really enjoyed watching during GSL matches early on.
He's super unpredictable, and best of all, when he wins, he looks really happy. A lot of times when players win, they have that stoic, I'm still a badass even though I won. Choya, he's fist pumping and jumping up and down and singing even louder. But the important thing is that Choya's had a lot of practice. In best of 3 situations, we have seen a total bag of tricks come out of him. Void Ray all-ins, 4-gate all-ins, and even occasionally backing it up with standard play. So Choya, I really think, is going to have to show some good flair against Jinro going into this open bracket, because Jinro is very, very resilient.
But is Choya wearing a QXC bandana?
Is that, oh my gosh, I think you might be right, Marcus. He has the power of the FXO bandana.
He does. Getting it ready. So we're starting here in the open moments, 3 minutes into this game, and what you'd expect is pretty much what you'd expect. What we see here, first Marine out, and SCV making is over. We're going to go with the 1 Rax command center here for Jinro. Jinro's going to try to stop that roam, and
no.
I think Vision was got.
It does look like, yes, Jinro did have a spot happen on that command center. So that means that Choya knows exactly what is coming up. Now, if you're in Jinro's position, you're going to need to start building that bunker right away, because that Zealot and Stalker that pops out right at the start of the game can do huge amounts of hurt unless you plant that bunker promptly. We do see there's the SCV moving forward. This is one of my favorite ways to play on Tal'Darim Altar, just due to the fact that you can get such a easily secured expansion, and ooh, I'm starting to get a little nervous, Marcus. There's still no bunker being planted. You need to get that bunker surprisingly early to deal with Zealot Stalker pressure.
Yeah, as the 1 Zealot making his way down right now, SCV is going to scout him at the tower, but the Zealot seems completely happy, just chilling there for a little bit while the Stalker comes down to rendezvous with his buddy. He's probably going to kill this SCV and could actually delay that Stalker from going in just a little bit. Stalker's going to have to backtrack to go ahead and take him out, but it's not too much of a delay. The bunker now only about 30% done, and I think he's actually going to hit that nice little timing there. Just as that Zealot starts popping up the ramp, I think the Marines will load up and he'll be okay.
This is going to be really close. I mean, if you think about that 1 SCV at the start of the game, oh, and it looks like Jinro's going to get it just in time. That's actually amazing timing by Jinro. That SCV that the Stalker killed delayed it just 5 more seconds. And if you think about how quickly Marines die to a Zealot Stalker mix, great timing by Jinro, who now gets a spot on Choya's Nexus. And I honestly think that in Jinro's position, you're going to be feeling very comfortable, very confident. You don't need to build these extra bunkers. The SCV is getting to see absolutely everything. and this one Stalker is just very red-cheeked.
Yeah, including that Twilight Council that is in the back, and Jinro really handling his scouting well, using the first SCV to delay what inevitably was the little Stalker Zealot attack, but he also had the other SCV making his way over. He's going to count the gateway. I mean,
he sees
what
everything.
did he see?
Well, he just got to log into Choya's Facebook practically. I mean, he knows everything
Full
about him at this point. I mean, now, I will say, Marcus, if I'm in a game and I get my tech spotted like this, part of me just wants to go, I'll just DT rush anyways and pray. And sometimes that works out, but I'm not playing against Liquid Jinro. I'm not going to tell you what league I'm in, Marcus. So we do see it looks like Choya going to back up, and he's going to go straight for Blink, which interestingly is considered a very common, solid way to play this map out due to this little ridge that you can blink across. We've seen a lot of exploits by those Korean players.
I'm curious to see, well, we've got the Blink obviously on the way. Another gateway is going to be thrown down. He's going to be able to protect his expansion right here. But let me ask you this, Sean. You see the Twilight Council. You get this amazing scout, full disclosure. Everything is out on the table. So what do you think maybe Jinro is thinking in terms of what I need to amp my production up? We see the Ghost Academy going up right now. I noticed a few more Marauders being added to the mix, which is not a common at Jinro, but what is your thought process, you think, going into something like that?
Well, let me first say the only thing I think Jinro is missing right now is getting this +1 upgrade. When you see a Twilight Council, 3 possibilities. 1, Dark Templar. Boom, got a missile turret. Deploy it. Could be going for a Blink play. As a result, this means you need to be playing a little bit more defensively. You need to have more of these Tech Lab add-ons so that way you can get the Marauders and Marines up. And the third possibility is just some sort of Templar Zealot play, which means that you're going to need a lot of big Ghost EMPs landing. So we see Jinro not going for any sort of tech, playing very passively. This is very smart. You do not actually need to make big pushes in this position. As Terran, we do see Choya has the burden now. Choya is the one who has to be pushing. It looks like he will pick off one supply depot, and now starting to blink back, and those Blink Stalkers are going to be very potent. Jinro's going to have to be very careful, but Choya, losing a surprising amount of Stalkers, but Stim just now finishing for Jinro. He can easily Stim, maybe pick off a Stalker or 2. He's going to, now there he's unloading, starting to do the sprint forward, and there's the Stim, and Choya's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Stalkers go down, and that concussive shell's finished just at the perfect time. He does have the proxy pylon back here to reinforce. He's going to try to continue to use that Blink Micro to effectively save as many of these Stalkers as he can. The Marines are gone. All that's left is those Marauders. And look at those Marauders clean up. Even the Blink won't save them. 2 Stalkers left.
I mean, sure, you blinked 5 feet over there. I'll just walk my Marauders and kill you over there. And that turns out to be surprisingly effective, Marcus. We do see it looks like 4 gateways down right now for Choya. And, this is always a little bit of a telling sign when you see a player begin chrono boosting gateways this early into the game. That's a sign of, oh my God, I was not expecting to lose that many units this early on. Jinro playing very smartly, playing very passively, just trying to sprint, push away these Stalkers. Doesn't manage to get another Stalker. Choya has lost quite a lot at this point in time. 2,400 resources lost to the 1,600 of Jinro, but still no upgrades started. You need to get those upgrades started early against this style because as we see, once you begin chrono boosting that forge, you pull way ahead in the upgrade lead.
And Choya is going to make another poke up here. He's being really annoying with the prevention of these supply depots from getting up, but Jinro handling it well, not overcommitting with this army. He doesn't have any medevacs out right now, so obviously he cannot overstim. And Choya seems pretty content to continue this little Stalker rush that he's got here. And even if he continues to pick off the supply depot here, we have seen Jinro down in the red. However, keep in mind there's a couple of ghosts back here, and Jinro's just kind of waiting to use them. He's got full EMPs on them. He can go ahead and do it. He's going to save that supply depot as well. It was on fire, too. The party was too amazing. And it is going to repair up. So, Jinro kind of holding these ghosts in his back pocket. I believe they've been scouted, but it just seems like, hey, the next time you poke forward too far, I'm going to be able to take away your shields and clean you up quite easily. However, Choya is going to be done with that attack and move back and try to secure his third.
Now taking down the rocks. Choya doing, I think, a smart transition, going directly into the very fast +2 armor. This essentially makes Zealots invulnerable versus Marines when that Guardian Shield is down. I mean, with just a +1 armor upgrade in the Guardian Shield, it takes 50 shots for the Marines to take out the health of a Zealot. And 50 is a very high number, Marcus.
It is. That's actually quite a bit when you think about it. So the third is going to be going down now as Choya wisely goes ahead and pulls himself back just a little bit. Another gas going down here for Jinro. And kind of moving down, I think he's going to go ahead and take out these rocks so he too can secure his third. Still only 2 ghosts in the army, but they do have full full energy right now, and he's going to go ahead and take away at that. We do have the command center building in the main next to the main CC, and he'll be going ahead and flying that over the moment those rocks are done. Or not.
You know, he wants to show the rocks who the boss is, and then he's going to go ahead and make the push against Choya. And we do see some Archons out for Choya, but if those are too close to each other, one EMP will hit both of them. And it's going to take almost all the energy from Jinro's Ghost to take out these Archons. I'm really liking this transition we're seeing out of Choya. Does he have a Storm yet? He doesn't. He's just going to use these Templar for feedbacks. And if these Ghosts get fed back, Marcus, it will be very difficult for him to be able to land those EMPs.
He is moving forward. Keep in mind those SCVs trying to take out those rocks any day now.
Get there one time.
We
are battle-hardened SCVs, and it looks like the push now moving up by Jinro. He gets the scan off. And he sees he gets the Templar, but no!
Wow.
He gets EMP'd. Can he get the Archons? And it looks like he gets everything except the Archons. That's going to be a big hit. Great EMPs right there. The feedbacks managed to land on all the medevacs. Jinro doing the run and shoot micro, but looks like just a few too many Archons. 4 Archons right now for Choya. Looks like Jinro is going to be in a little bit of a precarious position, but look at the food lead from Jinro. He's at 140 to the 100, and he target fires, picks off 1 Archon. His unit numbers are getting very low. Blink and charge, and the Archon's out right now, and Choya holds.
He does hold, and although we saw some very, very nice EMPs, unfortunately he just was not able to do it, but we have a drop going on in the main, and how much damage is that going to do?
Looks like he was able to pick off just a handful of probes. Choya did get distracted a little bit, but I mean, a real danger at this phase is that if you have too many Marauders, you can be in a ton of trouble. We see almost all tech labs going down for Jinro. We started to see players like Boxer, like Puma favoring more Marines in the late game, going Marine plus Ghost heavy against this gateway composition, because you know what? The Marauders are going to cause a few too many problems, Marcus.
Gonna have this other medevac make its way over to the east side of the map and possibly try to sneak all the way around. So I want to go really quick just back to the battle where it seemed like the positioning from Jinro was quite nice as he went ahead and tried to zap the energy of those High Templar. And then the EMP that landed was good, but not really hitting much more than the outskirts of the Stalkers and the Zealots, who were still very effective in that battle regardless.
Yeah, I mean, the Archons are just such a huge threat because with that massive armor type, that means that these Marauders cannot slow them down. The Archons can continue to force all those units back. And, you know, if you're running away with Marine Marauders, the medevacs are not that fast. So the Archon shots end up obliterating the medevacs that are just naturally fall to the front of the battle. So it looks like Jinro going to try to do a drop here up at the north. And if he can control these expansion counts by Choya well enough, I think he's going to be in decent shape going into the late game, only if he can land some great EMPs with Ghosts.
The Zealot did stop this command center down in the south from being finished up, so Jinro will have to send another SCV over, and here comes that medevac into the natural. He actually scoots back. He does not decide to go for it. Instead, he drops here at the 4th base, and he's got another drop over at the 3rd as well. It is going to be taken out, but he's going to probably be forcing a cancel over here, and although he doesn't drop any units in the main, there is also that imminent threat as well. So Jinro doing a good job. He didn't do a ton of damage, but he slowed down the economy.
And it looks like taking out another scouting probe. We see 2 observers here for double detection in case there's any burrowed ghosts around the area. We also see that the Archon's now moving to the right side, trying to just guard against this drop, and it looks like, oh my god, really transferring those probes very early, Marcus. And now taking out the 1 Marine there. So a lot of Choya's plans are revealed at this point, and another drop by Jinro on the left side.
Yeah, Jinro's doing a remarkable job here with the management of his drops, and he's just floating back and forth, hiding in the corner when he needs to. He's got another one coming over here on the east side of Choya's base, and then he's going to be attacking the Midorion as well, but that'll be overcome by Zealots, and that'll have to get out of there. It is completely thwarted by Choya, and the work for a lot of effort, because it seems like we've been seeing a lot of drops. 10 worker kills for Jinro and 8
Really?
for Choya. So, you know, despite it, it looks like a lot of APM, a lot of actions being spent on performing those drops, but he did cancel the Nexus. He did slow that down considerably. He got some throw kills as well. Oh, no.
Here comes the big push for Choya, now finally getting more worker kills. And oh no, the command center floating to the right. Jinro going to have to reposition everything. Where are the ghosts? There we see 6. Going to have to get some very big EMPs off, but this army is quite well spread by Choya. A lot of Marauders in this pack. They will catch a pack of Stalkers. Does Jinro see? And it looks like he's advancing forward. Great EMPs. Manages to annihilate these Templar, but does he have enough basic ground units? He's trying to pull back, trying to get the Archons to cluster up. If he can hit some huge shots on those Archons, he's going to be in good shape, but the Medevac's now taking massive damage from those Archons. The Zealot's starting to dart forward, and we're seeing the Marine Marauder count getting surprisingly low for Jinro, and Choya just continuing to crush forward with Blink Stalkers, Charge Zealots, Archons, these units so fast. And where did Jinro get these extra units from? If he can get a big EMP off, this is going to be big. Choya cannot retreat from this position.
He cannot. He'd be in a lot of trouble. Keep in mind, there's also some units over in his base as well. Several Marauders making their way around. He did stop that 4th expansion from going up. And all that's left here from Choya's army is about 6 Stalkers. He does hold it up. And look at the Marauders are running on over. They want to try to cut him off from their escape path. But wisely, Choya goes ahead and turns around, heads back into that 3rd base of his opponent, and will be able to get several SCV kills. A few Marine. Oh, a lot of SCVs transferring over too. But here come the Marauders to take these guys out. Meanwhile, he's still locking down the 4th of Choya right now.
Oh, so good.
Like he's ahead.
Oh, Jinro cleans it up. No 4th base possible for Choya right now. Jinro's playing like a baller, Amanda. In the bottom position, we see Jinro now finally securing his 4th base. We see that the pylon is up on the high ground. He can easily warp in more units to take this out, but does he know about it yet? Jinro now moving to the north with that medevac.
Yeah, the medevac here has just been a pesky little bugger the whole time. He's going to now make his way over into the main. There's going to be a bunch of Stalkers actually warped in there right next to the Templar Archives, and I don't know that he'll be able to go in there, but sometimes it's about just leaving it there, making another attack, making some noise over at another location, and then dropping it in. The 4th base, though, now morphing into a planetary, and it is going to be mining away. He's going to have a significant economic lead over his opponent. Choya has tried 4 times to get this 4th base up, and he's really hoping that this will be the last time.
Well, you know what they say, 8th or 9th time is the charm when you're against Terran, because medevacs are so good.
They are.
Looks like he has the medevac, like you said, positioned to be able to drop. And this vulnerable Templar Archives, these pylons are really juicy. I almost feel like this panel should have a pylons killed count for this matchup, because that is one of the prime targets for a Terran player in this position. And now Choya is moving forward with a lot of Archons, and if he can get some good feedbacks on these Templar, he'll be able to pull ahead. And I'm kind of curious, because Jinro's army looks surprisingly small.
In comparison, it really does. I mean, it's very zealot-heavy army here for Choya. He does still have several Archons in the mix. Stalkers not so high. So I don't know what exactly. I mean, he's relying on those EMPs to just be absolutely just perfect. He has 5 ghosts out right now. There's a 6th joining up. And again, remember, he's still got that medevac over there. He can go ahead and take out or do some more damage to that 4th. The 4th is done, by the way. However, there is nothing mining out of it quite yet. He has not made a transfer. He knows he's made it too early in the past. And now there is the scan to reveal all of Choya's army. Oh, the snipe on 1-2. He's going to get another High Templar. And suddenly, all gone. He's going to use the Observer to clean up those 2 ghosts. But remember, that was 2 of 6 right there. So definitely. definitely worth the expense and the loss of that ghost.
I can't believe Jinro actually has control of this northern watchtower. This means that he'll see when these units get transferred. Man, that has been a long transfer in waiting. Look at these players' minerals as well. Very, very low. And Jinro is securing a 5th base. This is the most important base to prevent the Terran from getting. If Terran can get a planetary fortress established here, he essentially has a lockdown on the bottom right half of the map. He gets 3 more bases by securing this 1 base.
Several more High Templar joining in. They did take out that Marine that you had noticed watching the North Zelnaga Tower. And looking at the army, it has begun to grow. Several more Marauders added to the mix. The ghost count remains at about, I'm going to click on here as soon as I can actually click on one of these ghosts, at about 7 ghosts right now. And we have another double-loaded medevac heading on over. He's going to be stopping just east of that 4th base of Choya. And I think Choya might lose that base yet again.
Uh-oh, looks like Choya trying to put a little bit of pressure on this, again, essential 5th base. And here comes the push from Choya, just drilling right down the middle. And oh no, all the units of Jinro in the wrong position. Up at the top, we see that the Marauders are dropping in the main. The 4th base under fire as well, but this huge army from Choya is essentially uncontested.
Yeah, I mean, if Choya were to attack with that, it'd be really hard for Jinro to get back into position, but he's going to go ahead and move forward, take out that 4th. He's doing a lot of damage inside of the base. 2 of the gateways about ready to go down, and that means that Choya knows that he's got to go in and do some damage here at the natural. What is Jinro going to do at this point? We don't see immediate reaction. Some storms do some damage here to the units, but the forward Marauders going to move forward. A few of them getting taken out. Only a few High Templar left. If he gets inside the base, I'm worried for Jinro here.
Jinro now in a lot of trouble with his production facilities under fire. It's going to come down to perfect EMPs. If he can land them on these Archons, it's just going to be basic ground units versus Zealots. And oh no, some big feedbacks. Pick off 3 ghosts. Only 3 remain. Can he cluster the Archons together? Well, they're not even going to move. Big EMPs by Jinro. He needs to throw down yet 1 more, and he hits it. And Jinro, if he picks off these Archons, he'll be in decent shape. The drop in the main, 2 Colossus, totally vulnerable. He needs to take those out, but no, losing focus, needs to micro back in the main. The Archon count has evaporated, but there are plenty of Zealots remaining still, Marcus.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the biggest thing here for Jinro is the fact that he didn't have a whole lot of workers, but he's lost quite a bit of production. Zealots still beating away at some of these buildings. He's finally going to start lifting these racks, and now the supply depots are under fire here by a ton of Zealots. Going to try to take out the engineering bay as well. Keep in mind, the Ghost Academy was dropped by those Zealots, so smart target picking by Choya.
But Jinro, fortunately, by seeing these double Colossus production incoming, he can make 2 starports immediately and be in reasonable shape if he gets enough Vikings out, but Choya is under a ton of pressure. Choya essentially has no real income. The Colossi are just going to try to headbutt the medevacs out of the air, but they're going to escape with their lives. Jinro now planting more barracks, more bunkers, but with these bases of production, I mean, Jinro's having a lot of income coming in.
He is, and the 5th base is up and running. A lot of mules being dropped down over there. That planetary has taken some damage, but I don't think Choya even has an army that could contest something like that. I mean, unless he's going to do some sort of cliff harassment there with his Colossus. And now the Colossus are moving out with the help of, I mean, look at the Zealot count now. He went from like 20 down to 4. Has a single High Templar. Does have the 4 Colossus out. What are you pointing out?
It looks like another Templar Archives has to be
Yeah,
built.
he look at the corner of the base. It's like wastelands there now, Dana.
I know, this could be a new area for Fallout 3 in the top right. It's been battered. The assimilator is going down at the north base. The Nexus only just now finishing up. And I mean, if you look around, Choya is just having almost no income at this point in time. You do have a reasonable army as Choya at this point, but can you move out and attack with it? Well, it's a little risky because right now you just need to protect that critical expansion.
Of course, on the same token, if he does go ahead and increase some sort of Viking production, which I'm waiting to see, do we have any more? I don't really see it. Okay, we have the 2 down here, not reactored at all, just whipping out the Vikings. It's got 4 out on the field right now. And I mean, the big story, I think, also, if you look at the bank of Jinro versus what Choya has, 1,600 minerals in the bank for Jinro, 600 to almost 700 gas, and Choya only 500 very light on gas at 180. So even if he does suffer a lot of losses, he might find himself being forced to go with a fairly heavy Zealot army just because because he doesn't have as much gas. And even so, I mean, Jinro right now, he's sitting on a nest egg for sure.
It looks like Choya realizing that he is way behind on the economic battle, trying to catch up by taking himself that fast fifth up at the top right. We also see that Ghost count isn't too high for Liquid Jinro at this point in time. And the Colossus count is going to be very intimidating. And oh, you know what my favorite thing in the whole wide world is? It's nuclear missiles, DJ Wheat. And there it is one. About 60% done.
Yep, and we'll see how he's going to utilize that. I thought that we were going to see Choya possibly make his way over to the east side of the map, try to take out one of those expansions or do some damage versus Jinro's economy. The further back that that command center and his bases are, the harder it is for that Protoss army to really make it there, do the damage, and then get out of there unscathed. It's not going to come without some sort of consequence. However, Choya now transferring a lot of probes over. That Nexus is nearly completion, and look at Jinro go base after base, the mules being plopped down. He's just in such a remarkable position, and I think that Choya now allowing him to get that Viking count up. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how this battle's going to go. It's not looking good.
I'm getting a little worried for Jinro, though, because
why is that?
Now Choya finally has gotten a maxed army with the money mix. He has Colossi, Templar, Speed Zealots, Blink, Archons. And if you look at Jinro, he does not actually have that many barracks. He has 5 in this bottom corner, 2 in the main, and that's it. Well, there is an 8th one, but you need to have 15, 16 barracks at this point. You need to replenish quickly, and it looks like Jinro finally beginning to redrop again. It looks like, oh, the feedback does not manage to hit the medevac.
It doesn't. A good thing, too, because that medevac has a lot of energy, so he's got to be careful over there. But I like the fact that he's decided to go ahead and pick up his drop play. And right now, I think what you said is pretty critical for Choya right now. I mean, securing this base, and honestly, I think he kind of needs to go for another one. Here we're going to have the medevac unload now just to the east of that base from Choya. Could go in and do some significant damage. Right now, Jinro kind of out across the map. Uh-oh, look at that one ghost. Is he's going to go nuke? Nope, he's just going to... I wonder if he's going to try a defensive nuke or he's going to go up to this base. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. And he's going to drop at the exact same time. I think the nuke's going to go at the north 4th base. There we see the feedback on that. And, you know, right now, Jinro, this is all a distraction because here it comes.
Oh, Marcus, you know it's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. It's nuclear missiles. Let's go to the worker kill count. It's looking awfully good for Liquid Jinro moving into the 3rd base of Choya. Choya has his whole army over here. This expansion is the only mining location for Choya at this point, and the main is starting to be hollowed out as well.
Yeah, I mean, look at just sending a little group of Marauders in. No more Colossus. So we see the robotics bay go down. The robotics facility is going to be right behind it. Pylons dropping as well. That will put Choya down into the red. He's going to be taking out as many pylons as he can, even if he gets rid of some of these gateways. Actually, he's going to go after the side core. That will go down. And what can Choya do at this point? His army is halfway across the map. He's got ghosts over here beating away at what is left of that base. He's got Marauders over here at the 3rd as well. Choya has his back up against the wall, and I feel like he's basically, here's his new base over here.
What an incredible tactical play by Jinro within 2 minutes, completely disabling the 4th base, removing all the Colossus tech. There's essentially no tech structures left. And this is just an atrocious position for Choya. Choya actually has a remarkably powerful army, but look at this, 180 of 144 food, has lost tons of pylons.
Wow.
Marauder Marine Force will be cleaned up. And look, it just has so many Vikings. I mean, Choya is going to have to win not just the first big battle, but the follow-up battle where Jinro reproduces out of all those barracks.
I mean, can he even? Right now, 5,000 minerals being floated for Jinro, 2,000 gas. He's sitting at 200, 200. The fact that several pylons have to be thrown down by Choya. He's got a super, super heavy zealot army as a result of being a little bit economically hurt. We've got more Marines and Marauders making their way in to finish off that base, and it's very, very possible. What?
Oh my gosh, Marcus, have I ever told you about my favorite thing in the whole wide world?
What, the nukes or all these SCVs dying so that Jinro can have a lot more units?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
All right.
We do see, it looks like Jinro has a lot of ghosts. at the front of the field, but wow, this army is gigantic by Choya. He's starting to sweep forward. Jinro scans, and he's again good position. The blink up on the Ghost. He manages to throw down some EMPs, and there's the engagement. The Colossus way far behind, some nice EMPs. Rip all the shields off those Zealots and Stalkers. And at this point, Jinro needs to get a good engagement. He needs to win just one battle.
Yeah, and here it goes. He's going to commit with those Vikings. He shoots forward, trying to get rid of those Colossus. Not overcommitting his ground units quite yet. And actually lost quite a few Vikings in all of that.
Wow.
Choya is giving him chase and going to chase him right into the main base. There's the defensive nuke. If he can hold this wall right here, he's got to melt these Zealots. The nuke could go down right in the middle of all these units.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
And it looks like, oh, no, Choya.
Scorched Earth, Day 9. Scorched Earth.
And
Marcus,
to this day,
Marcus, is this real life?
probably my
This is
favorite
real life.
ending to a StarCraft 2 game. The perfect timing of the GG right when the nuke falls and kills absolutely everything. That was your number 4 game in our top 10 countdown of best games in MLG history, featuring the Europeans. Nice job, Jinro, taking out Choya there at 2011 MLG Anaheim, which means, guys, we got 3 more to go in this countdown. You do not want to miss these next matches. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with number 3.